Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing okay right now. Um, I chose another book, and I feel like I'm really getting the hang of this thing. I've been doing one a day, and it's really helped to keep my spirits up. So I hope that you're following along. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy. So today, I chose a book that I've already read to my kids, but I know that they will not be upset to be hearing it again. It's called His Royal Dogness, Guy the Beagle. Now, I'm sure you all know why I chose this book. When I saw it at the store, I knew I had to have it, but it's become one of my favorite books to read. I know I say that all the time. It's really hard to choose as a teacher because we love all of them. But it stars a beagle, and it's actually based on a true story. It's the remarkable true story of Meghan Markle's rescue dog. So, just like I rescued Ruby, who's over there on the couch, she rescued her beagle. And if you don't know, she married a prince. And so this is all about the story from the beagle's perspective. And I think it's really sweet. So I hope you guys like it. I love this picture. My story begins, like many, in the woods of Kentucky. I was lost and living alone, surrounded by tulip trees, myrtle bushes, and cranky squirrels. But, as luck would have it, a nice person found me and moved me to an animal shelter. I soon learned that an animal shelter is a lot like a public restroom. You want to spend as little time in one as possible. Sadly, despite my best tail wags, no one in Kentucky came to adopt me. I'm not sure why. My ears are like velvet, my paws smell like corn chips, and I have a superior sniffing nose. I'm a catch. Look at him. So, I was packed up and sent to an adoption event in Toronto, Canada, and that's where I met her, my forever owner, Meghan Markle. I absolutely adored Meghan. Meghan and I did everything together. We went on walks, played fetch, even binge watched episodes of Suits. But I wasn't the only one. A human loved Meghan too. His name was Harry. He was tall, debonair, and had hair the color of a traffic cone. But more important, he was a prince, the kind you read about in fairy tales and supermarket tabloids. Prince Harry loved Meghan so much, he asked her to marry him. Which meant Meghan was going to be a duchess, and I was going to be a royal dog. I was so excited that I chased my tail for 24 hours straight. But I was also nervous. After all, I didn't have fancy pedigree papers. I was just a regular dog who put his collar on one neck at a time. I wasn't sure if I would fit in. I knew Meghan had to get the Queen's consent to marry Harry. But would she welcome me to the royal family too? Meghan scratched my head and said, "Don't worry, Guy. The royal family loves dogs, especially Queen Elizabeth. They'll fall in love with you and your velvety ears and corn chip paws, just like I did." It made me feel better. So, off to England we went to start our new lives at Kensington Palace. And what a palace it was! There were huge fireplaces to curl up next to, antique furniture, legs to gnaw on, and the royal guards were all wearing black poodles on their head for some reason. The palace gardens were incredible too. There were so many proper and well-mannered squirrels. It was dog heaven. Look at these squirrels, guys. They have top hats on their heads. But my transition to English life wasn't all kibbles and roses. I was confused by their customs. In England, dogs go to the bathroom on the left side of the hydrant. Instead of sneakers, they chew on trainers. And my doggy sweater was replaced with something called a doggy jumper. Things got bad when I met Queen Elizabeth's royal canines, Sir Vulcan the Great, and Madame Candy the equally great. "Hello," I said. "Pip, pip, cheerio, cobby wobbles, Rob's your uncle," replied Vulcan. "Pardon me?" I said. "I don't speak British." "Very well," said Vulcan. "As a royal dog, you never say an uncouth hello when greeting someone. You bow with your neck like this." "Oh, I'm sorry," I said. "No, no, no," said Candy. "You never say I'm sorry either. You blame it on the Prime Minister, such as, 'The Prime Minister is the one who made that mess on the carpet.'" I was embarrassed. I had so much to learn about being a royal dog. Meanwhile, Meghan and Harry were busy getting ready for the wedding. There were gowns to try on, cakes to taste, flowers to arrange, and handwritten wedding invitations to send out to all 65 million Britons. They inspired me. I was determined to be the perfect royal dog for them. Ew. I'm sure you guys already noticed that. So, I enrolled in the prestigious Westminster Doggy Obedience Academy, which boasts such illustrious graduates as Winston Barkhill. "We shall chase tennis balls on the beaches. We shall chase tennis balls in the fields and in the streets. We shall never surrender chasing tennis balls." Charles Dogwin. Writer of the ground-breaking text, The Origin of Belly Rubs. Ringo Starr. Beetle. But despite all my training, I kept messing up. I ate half of Prince Charles's Cornish yard sandwich. I shed hair on the throne. I dragged my butt on the palace carpets. I ate the other half of Prince Charles' Cornish yard sandwich. Things got so bad that Vulcan pulled me aside and said, "Tally-ho! Draw off your trolley, you cheeky chuckaboo!" Which roughly translates to, "You'll never get the Queen's consent to be a royal dog acting like that." And the English paparazzi? Whew. The daily bark. Sit, stay, embarrassment, fire and fury. Trump starts war with Husky. Chew toy discovered on moon. The doggy mail. Faux pas. Guy tracks mud on royal carpet. Bigfoot has a pet pug. I felt like I was back in the woods of Kentucky, lost and alone. I think I might have forgotten to read this part. And the English paparazzi were equally unkind. I can't remember if I read that or not. And then The big day came. The royal wedding. Oh, it was incredible. The pageantry, the crowds, the ridiculous hats. Meghan looked gorgeous. Harry looked handsome. Everything was absolutely perfect. Everything except for one thing. Me. Who was I fooling? I wasn't a royal dog. I was going to ruin Meghan and Harry's special day. I was feeling hopeless when in walked Queen Elizabeth. She looked upset, and I thought for sure it was because of me. But to my surprise, the Queen said, "Oh dear, Guy, I can't find the sprig of myrtle for Meghan's bouquet. It's been part of every royal bouquet since the 1840s. I must simply find another one." I knew what I had to do. I ran out that doggy door, pushed my superior beagle nose to the ground, and searched the palace gardens for the myrtle plant, a scent I knew all too well from my days in the Kentucky woods. I sniffed on top of statues. I sniffed in the fountain. I sniffed around hedges. For those of you who know beagles, you know that they love to get on a scent and sniff and sniff. I sniffed everywhere until brilliant! I found it. I grabbed a small sprig in my teeth and ran back to the Queen as fast as my legs would carry me, feeling rightly chuffed. Hey, I was getting the hang of this British thing after all. The Queen was overjoyed. Even Vulcan and Candy were impressed, shouting, "Scrummy hunky dory," which translates to, "Who's a good boy?" Seizing the moment, I climbed up in the Queen's lap and asked, "Your Majesty, now may I please be a royal dog?" The Queen just laughed and said, "My dear Guy, you don't have to save the day to be a royal dog. And it doesn't matter if you're purebred corgi from Wales or stray dog from Kentucky. All that matters is that after the wedding we'll be family." "Really?" I said, moved. "Yes," said the Queen. "You don't have to be something you're not. You only have to be what you are. And what you are is a smart little beagle with velvety ears who is loved by Meghan and Harry and now me." I smiled and licked the Queen's face. I was about to become a royal dog. With that, the Queen leapt to her feet. Well, slowly got up. She is 92 years old, and said, "Let's go for a ride, Guy. We have to get this bouquet to Meghan." "Can we both stick our heads out the window?" I asked. "Absolutely," said the Queen. And that's exactly what we did, all the way to the royal wedding. The end. It's a silly picture. And then I love this last one. So you see, this is Queen Elizabeth, and then you've got Harry, Meghan, and sweet little Guy the Beagle. Oh, he's so happy. What a sweet and fun story. That was a great way to end my evening. I hope it was the same for you. All right, guys. Oh, wait. I forgot about my Beagle. Hold on. Pip, pip, cheerio. We will see you all again soon. Good night.